Hi there and welcome to Loopy Mama's Closet. My name is Jane and in today's video it's following on with my latest obsession making knickers, but this time I have drafted some of my own. So hi and welcome back, and yeah, can't wait to show you what I've been up to this week. But before I go on, what am I wearing? And I'm wearing this Freya top by Tilly and the Buttons. This is the one I made in the little sew along I did, and this is a gorgeous like Kath Kidson type of fabric, and I think it's a viscose jersey because it is quite a drapey. It's got quite a drapey feel to it, so I'm sure it's a viscose jersey because I can't remember where I got it from and what the composition is of it. So yeah, I've just got this obsession now with making my own knickers since I did the two previous vlogs. Obviously the 5 knicker patterns that I shared with you, 3 knicker patterns that I shared with you, and then the little tutorial on how easy they are to make. I mean, they are just so easy. Once you got the hang of stitching the elastic on, I can literally, from cutting out to finishing, I can make a pair in 15 minutes now. And I've even stopped measuring the elastic for the leg and the waist, because the first few that I made with the elastic measured, you can tell how much stretch, which is very little stretch, is needed as you put it on, as you sew it on the sewing machine. And it's just a very gentle stretch as you're going along. And I thought, oh, I don't need to measure. As long as I attach the elastic and just gently ease the elastic in with a little bit of stretch, I'm just going to do it that way. So I've just been, these ones I've made, I have literally just had the elastic on my lap and just stitched it in, and it's a lot easier, a lot less worrying about how long it's going to be, will it fit. I'm like relaxed about adding the elastic now. It's just each pair's gone on like a dream, and you literally, as you're sewing, you just gently, ever so gently, just slightly stretch the elastic a little bit as you're going along, and easy peasy. So when I actually made my knickers for myself, I don't know what anybody else is like me, but when I get a bee in my bonnet, I have to see it through. I become a little bit obsessed, and this is like a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, right, these are so easy to make, it's unreal. I'm telling you, if you haven't made your own knickers, take a look at my previous 2 vlogs, because they are super easy and they use up all your leftover jerseys, and it's absolutely brilliant for that. And once you've got, seriously, once you've made your first pair, you're going to think, wow, this is easy, that's it. So obviously I got this little bit of an obsession, and I thought, well, I really like the patterns that I did. I like the acacia, I like the bigger pants, the Maxine pants. In fact, I liked all of the ones that I made. So I just thought, right, I'm going to have a go at designing or drafting my own knicker block that fits me, my measurements. So I got all my measurements, did my natural waist measurement, got my hip measurement, measured from my waist to my hip. Then I did the crotch measurement from the front right the way under my legs to the back. Then I did the rise measurement, you know, as you sit down from your natural waist where your bottom hits the chair or the table. So I got all those measurements, put them all down on a piece of paper, and with a little bit of Googling here and there on how to sort of draft your own pattern, I have literally drafted my own block pattern, seriously. And these knickers I'm going to show you, I've done 5 different styles. They all fit me like a glove because they are made to measure. I'm just super duper chuffed, absolutely thrilled to bits. If I was brave enough to model them, I'd model them, but I'm not going to model them. I wouldn't put you through that. But I'll show you them in a minute. But first of all, I'll show you my block. So yes, so like I say, I've just had a little bit of this obsession, and I knew I had to see it through. That's the way I'm made. If I get something in my head I have to see it through to the end, and I have to do all the processes, all the mistakes, because I always make mistakes, things that don't work until I get it, till I crack. That's me. That's how I do it. And I'm sure I've got a little bit of obsessive compulsive disorder or something like that, because when I get a bee in my bonnet, that's it. So I've been putting it on the back burner and trying it here and there in between other things. And I had to force myself at one point to say, making knickers is not important. I've got a drawer full of knickers. It is not important for you to draft your own knickers. So I put it to one side, but all the time it's niggling away at me thinking I've got a crack. I want to make my own knickers that I have made and that fit me like a glove, that are made to measure for me, that nobody else has made me. I don't have to buy them from Tesco or Marks and Spencer's. They're going to be my knickers that I have made for me. And I just had to do it. That was it. So a couple of weeks ago I had a go at just drafting, and this is my first attempt, but they didn't fit right, and this was not using my measurements. This is kind of going off a pair of old Primark pants I had. I turned them inside out and drew around them and what have you, but they just, when I made them and put them on, they didn't look right. So then I tried, this is the cream version of this top, and I tried these, and these were a little bit better, but again they didn't fit right, and I don't know, it just wasn't, something was missing, because these again were drafted off, I think these were a Tesco pant. I think they're drafted from a Primark pant, these are drafted from Tesco. So they're wearable, I'll wear them, they're fine, but they weren't my knickers as such. So I've had this dressmaking cardboard on a roll for yonks and yonks and yonks. So I thought, right, this is the time I'm going to draft my own knicker block. So this is the final version, because I made loads of mistakes. The first version I did great, but when I looked at it after I'd cut it all out, it didn't look right. And what I'd done was I'd listed my rise. My rise was 8 inches or something, and another measurement was 8 inches, and I'd mixed them up, so that wasn't right. Then the second one was another similar mistake. So this is my final version. My block fit is just me. These are my measurements, everything perfect. So I have made my gusset it's on the fold. So this is the template that you use if you've never done pattern drafting. Well, I haven't. This is my first attempt, so I'm not a professional here, but when you do pattern blocks, that is going to become your template for any future patterns that you make. You can create from that block. So this is my block, which won't change now unless I put weight on or lose weight. This is my block for me. So that's the gusset, and obviously it's on the fold. So obviously this is my front, and it's on the fold. So that's the fold. And that's obviously the leg, and then I've got the back, and again that's on the fold, that would be on the fold, and they both put them together and they both join up at the side, and then obviously the gusset would fit in there. Now these haven't got any of the seam allowances on, and the reason why you don't put the seam allowances on is obviously you can then take further drafts from the block, and then you can manipulate those drafts and do other things with them, and then you would add the seam allowances when you finish, because you may be cutting into your new designs type of thing. I'll explain that in one of them. So I was so thrilled. This is like mine. This is me. This fits me. Absolutely all of them fit me, obviously like a glove, because they're my measurements. So it was like I've done it. 2-3 weeks of it being going round and round on my head, bugging me, and I've done it. So this is now my pattern block, which I can now use to make any size knicker I want from this. You just adjust it and make them shorter, you can bring the rise of the leg up, you can put the rise of the leg down, you can lower the pants, you name it, I can now do it with these. Now, I don't think I'll be working for Victoria's Secret anytime soon, or Marks's. I don't think Marks's will be queuing up for me or knocking on the door saying, will I go and work for them? But what a difference when you can make something that you know is going to fit you like a glove. So I know they're only knickers, and it is a little bit of an obsession here. And now I've got it out my system. I don't need to make any more knickers for a while because I've got quite a few now. But now I know when I do need some knickers, I'll always have some leftover jersey, and I can easily whiz a couple of pair up in half an hour. So how good is that? And I was so excited, so thrilled. I thought I've got to tell everyone and show everyone what I've been up to. And I know you'll be like, well done, Jane. So hopefully you now will be inspired to get your measurements out and make your own draft. And I'll tell you a brilliant reference point to use for knicker, and I'll pop the link for that in the description box below, is through the sewing directory. There is a 3-episode knicker blog on there, from drafting your own knickers all the way through to your calculations, your measurements, and making your own knickers. I didn't follow it to the letter, but I did read up on it and sort of soaked all the information up. And it's a really good reference point to start with if you wanted to have a go yourself. So there is my very own block. So from this block, I have made 4 styles plus a 5th one where I'm quite chuffed with what I've done, but I'll show you that one last. So what I've done is I've done 4 sizes, 4 knicker styles, so to speak. So the first one is a good old tuck your vest in your knicker type, what your nana would wear, the proper high leg pant. So these are the actual from the block. They're straight off the block. I've done no adjustments, and these come right up to my belly button, and they fit like a glove. They look massive, don't they? But no, and obviously I've just used my jersey and gussets and what have you, what I could get out. And these absolutely fit like a glove. And I've got a pair, I've got a pair on, exact same fabric. There we go. Matches my top actually, and they're so comfy, and they come right up to my tummy button, and full bum coverage, perfect. So that's style 1, the high brief. Then I went on to style 2, which I have called, I've given them all names. So style 2 I've called the Midi, and that's 1.5 inches down from the first style, so it's a little bit lower, so it comes below the belly button, and again fit like a glove. I quite like that length. So if I put them together, you can see the difference in the height. So that was style 2. And then for style 3, I've called this the hipster. Yep. So this is again, and this is 2.5 inches down from the block. So I'll put this on here. You can see again, it's coming down in size. Again, fit like a glove. And style 4, I've called it the bikini, which is 4.25 inches down from the top of my block. And this is the best fabric. This is the Stoff fabric. This is far best, the far superior fabric. This is a cotton jersey, and that's a little bit of modal jersey that I had left over from that Silene t-shirt, so I put it into the gusset, and I've called this one the bikini, and again fit like an absolute glove. So I'll just show you that one. So as you can see, they all come down. I've only adjusted the height from the top of the knicker block. I haven't done anything to the leg shaping. That's probably another project, but I quite like the shape of these. so I probably won't mess about lifting high legs and all that, but you can. And if I wanted to, all I would do is raise from the block, draw another pattern, and then raise the leg if I wanted to make like a high rise leg. Easy peasy. Now I've got the block, and then the last set, which I'm super excited about. Well, God, I'm easily pleased. I must get out more. I've actually changed the style of the block, if you know what I mean. And for example, my sides on all these joined at the side, where this one I have changed it so there's the back, and the back continues in one piece still to the front, and then I've got a panel at the front. How cool is that? And that's just off that block. So I was really super chuffed with that, and that is so easy to do. So what you do is, obviously you draw on your paper again, your template. You always use this as your template, and then you get onto the pattern piece. And then when you're on the pattern piece, then you can do what you like with the pattern piece. So for me to get that panel there, I had to join both of my pieces together. So I joined and made one big pattern piece on my paper like so, and then I cut in my panel. So I think I cut across like that, and then this piece and that piece will then become one piece. And then where I cut down, I had to add a seam allowance there and the seam allowance to the new piece, and then stitch them together. And then you've got that, and that's how you get your panel. And you can make your panel as big or as little as you want, and you can do the same on the back. You can have a nice little back panel on the back. Or seriously, if you fancy, I mean, obviously if you've had a go at making knickers, but you fancy taking it that one step further, have a go at making your own knicker block, your own block that's your measurements, so it's going to fit you like a glove, and then you can just create all sorts, I'm telling you. So I was super excited, and I wanted to share my knicker journey with you. And I've got the bug out of my head now. I've done what I wanted to do. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, because it was really driving me mad. I really wanted to have a go at doing some knickers for me, and I've done it now. I've got the block, and now if I ever need any knickers, I can design my own, and they're going to be fit. They're going to fit me like a glove, and they're going to be mine. The world's my oyster now. I now want to have a go at drafting my own bodice block, my own sleeve block, and drafting my own blouse. So stay tuned for that. Don't know how long that will take me, but that's definitely on the cards to do next for pattern drafting. I love it, absolutely love it. Tell you why I love it. It's because it's quite liberating, because you've created something yourself. You're not dictated to what you should wear. You're not dictated to what you should buy. You're not dictated to the styles. You can create whatever you want, whatever's in your head yourself, and I love it. So just watch this space. You watch these blouses. They're going to be coming at you. I don't know. So that's today's vlog. Thanks for joining me. I hope I've inspired you to have a go. I hope I've inspired you from my last vlogs to have a go at making knickers, and I hope this vlog inspires you to now create your very own knicker pattern rather than tracing off somebody else's. So I would love your feedback. Let me know if you're going to have a go. Let me know if you'd like me to go into a little bit more detail on what I did in a little mini vlog. I'd be more than happy to do that. But super duper excited. Can't wait to see what else I can create now. Oh, can't wait. More sleepless nights. Oh, my mind's going to be going 10 to the dozen as usual. But hope you liked today's video. Thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't subscribed and you just found me, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm off to do lots more of whatever I can do, and I shall see you on my next vlog. I've got my free my vlog coming soon as well, where I'm gone through a load of free t-shirt patterns that you can get online, and I'm doing a little vlog on that, so that's coming soon too. But until the next time, thanks for joining me, and as always, get sewing and get creating. Bye for now.